Hey guys, before this video begins, I just want to say that I'll be doing a giveaway soon. It'll be for one of these Tyler the Creator Call Me If You Get Lost boxes. It comes with the CD, poster, and this t-shirt in a large. If you want a chance to win this, make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss when I do that giveaway. I just thought it'd be something nice to do for my subscribers who have been patiently waiting for an upload. I'm gonna figure out how to do a giveaway, probably in my next video. I'll have some more details about it. Anyway, let's get right into today's video. A while back, I watched one of Felix's videos where he talked about games that defined him. I really liked the way he went about listing his favorite video games. He did it in a 3x3 format, and rather than focusing on games that were critically acclaimed or groundbreaking, he just picked games that were important to him at different moments in his life. I know I typically make hip-hop related content, but I thought it might be fun to do this. Who knows? If you guys are up for it, I'd love to make this a trilogy where I do this with movies and albums. Comment down below if that's something you'd be interested in. By the way, I am about to go on a little bit of a nostalgia trip, so just a heads up. Let's get into it. Growing up, I had this family computer that was boxy and did not have an internet connection, but it ran older PC games like a champ. Some of my favorite games were Red Alert, Ages of Empire, and Lego Island. But my personal favorite game would have to be Roller Coaster Tycoon. Which is a little ironic because as a kid I was deadly afraid of roller coasters. I can thank Final Destination 3 for that. But this game is still my favorite simulator game to this day. I love how creative you can get with the scenery, custom roller coasters, different pathways, and even the entrances to the rides. The campaign mode was actually pretty challenging at times too. Most of the challenges were to have a certain number of guests at your park and to have a positive park rating by the end of a specific year and month. I have a lot of good memories with this game. I highly recommend it. Pick it up on Steam, or you can also get the app. It's a great port. I'd even go as far to say that it's the definitive version. It combines the first two games and all the DLC content into it. You can also fast forward time, which is super convenient. The next game that immediately came to mind while making this was Twisted Metal 2 for the PlayStation. I was obsessed with this game. I thought everything about it was so cool. The story was different than anything I'd ever seen before. Just a quick synopsis, there's this guy named Calypso who has the ability to grant wishes. He loves chaos, so every year he holds this competition where he has contestants go head to head in car combat. Each contestant has unique capabilities, rockets, and machine guns strapped to their cars. The last one standing is able to have their one wish granted. You want to be careful with your wording because it's like a monkey paw wish.
Please, Calypso, you gotta make me famous. Make it so the entire world knows my face.
Your wish is granted.
Hey, don't touch the face.
Nice. Oh, I can see all of them
Hold on
now. When Ken first woke up, he thought he'd been dreaming. But then he looked around and realized he was thousands of feet above New York City, and his face felt hard. The driver of Spectre had gotten his wish. Now the entire world knew Ken's face.
This game has a banging soundtrack, and the gameplay is ridiculously addictive. My favorite characters were Twister, Axel, and Sweet Tooth. I used to play this game with my dad, and even back then I could tell he wasn't into it. But he knew how much I liked the game and would still play with me. I remember one day when I finally got to Minion, which is the first boss in the game, I paused the game, grabbed my dad, and he watched me get annihilated by Minion. My next pick was extremely difficult because I knew I could only pick one game from the Nintendo 64. Otherwise, a majority of this list would be games from that system, and I wanted a little bit more variety. Here's a few honorable mentions. Kirby and the Crystal Shards. I enjoyed how creative this game was with how you could combine powers, and it had a great original soundtrack. Conker's Bad Fur Day. This game was hilarious, and the split-screen multiplayer was a blast to play with my friends. Last but not least, Bomberman Hero. Fantastic platformer and my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. Seriously, go listen to it after this video. If that ever gets pressed, I will buy it immediately. No questions asked. But my favorite N64 game would have to be Paper Mario. This was the first game I ever beat completely on my own. In the past, I would have to ask my older siblings to help me out with a game, especially Majora's Mask. That game was hella confusing, but Paper Mario was so refreshing refreshing to me as a kid. I had never played a turn-based combat game up until that point. I enjoyed all the sidekick characters, they were so unique and had great backstories. The levels were so colorful and creative. A few of my favorite levels were the Shy Guy toy box and the Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace crawl is also one of my favorite tracks from the soundtrack. I don't know what it is about the N64, but all the games had great original soundtracks. I feel like the Paper Mario games I played after this weren't on par. Keep in mind, I have not played Thousand Year Door. I know, that's the best one, I hear it from everyone, I'll get around to playing it eventually. It's just the one for the Wii and the 3DS I was not a fan of. My next pick is Halo 3. This is my favorite Halo. I have the best memories with this one. I miss the couch co-op era of gaming. This was it at its prime. The campaign was a blast, and I'd play it with my older brother and also my best friend. I love the last level. The last level is one of my favorite levels of all time. I love how intense it is. You got the music going while the floor is collapsing. Then at the last minute, you make it into the ship. Ooh, masterpiece. This was also my introduction to the wonderful world of Xbox Live. I know this joke has been done to death, but Xbox Live game chat was extremely toxic.
No, I'll probably come over there and fuck everything moving over there. Except the males.
It was so much fun playing split screen online multiplayer. My buddy was the best Warthog driver, and I would just be on the turret, and at the end of the game, we'd have a bunch of assists and a bunch of kills. My next pick is kind of a strange one and might be controversial, but I have to go with Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo. Oddly enough, this is my favorite Mario Kart in the series. I love the one on the N64 and the Nintendo DS and the Wii, but overall, this is my favorite entry in the series. I have such a soft spot for the Super Nintendo game. I used to play this with my dad, and unlike Twisted Metal 2, he actually enjoyed playing Super Mario Kart. Not only did he enjoy it, but he was really good at it, and it used to frustrate me. This made me want to get good at the game so I could beat him. After months and months of playing this game, I finally beat him. It might sound cheesy, but that's one of my favorite memories. I felt like the man. I'm happy that this game is on the Super Nintendo Classic because we can still play it together from time to time. I was struggling between which Grand Theft Auto game to pick. I have so many memories of Vice City and San Andreas. The cheat codes in San Andreas were so good and they are forever ingrained in the back of my head. But I have like the muscle memory when I pick up a PlayStation 2 controller. It's so weird. And not to mention, those games have iconic soundtracks as well. But I think I'm gonna have to go with GTA 5. Mostly because I've been playing it for the past 8 years. That is insane. This game is so old, in fact, that when it first came out, I wasn't old enough to purchase it. I had to have my older brother buy it for me. It's so crazy. Playing through the campaign was so much fun when it first came out too. They had not added the online yet, so you had to play the campaign, and I still think the campaign is a lot of fun. But when they finally added the online, I remember ditching school a few times to play it, even though the servers were complete garbage. It's crazy to think that I've played the online on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Back then I used to do missions and try to constantly make money, but now when I get on, I'll throw on a record, get on my body 801 and just do stunts. It's seriously the most relaxing thing in the world. I have so many good memories playing this game with my friends, staying up way too late, laughing the entire time. It's a great open world game to play with your friends. It definitely deserves a spot, but I just wish Rockstar would make a new Grand Theft Auto. So for my next entry, I am going to combine two games. They are from the same series, but I got into these games at the same time, so I have a lot of overlapping memories with them. I know it goes against the 3x3, but just roll with it. So my introduction to Animal Crossing is kind of strange. I had this friend in elementary who would randomly bring me Nintendo DS games to school. And I'm not saying he'd let me borrow them, he would give them to me. Imagine trying to explain that to your parents. They just think you're stealing games from kids. It was a trip. I still don't know why to this day he did that, but he hooked it up. He was a good friend. One day he came to school and he handed me this cartridge and I was looking at it and it was Animal Crossing and I had no idea what it was. And he said, you might like this game. game. So all day during school, I just kept looking at this cartridge, wondering what it was going to be like. Anyway, I get home, I put it into my DS, and I load it up. And it took a while to get into, I'm not gonna lie, but once I started to get the feel of it, I started to really enjoy the game. It was just a nice slice of life game, and it was super relaxing to play. I also got into the Animal Crossing on the Wii, and I really liked the community. As a kid, I used to have this YouTube channel where I'd make Animal Crossing content. I can't believe I'm outing myself out like this, but it was a lot of fun. The community was cool, we would trade items, and it's just, I have a lot of good memories with this game. I still play it to this day. I actually have a Animal Crossing Switch. Yeah, so it's kind of embarrassing, but hey, now you guys know. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, I was honestly debating including this game, but I'd be lying if I said this wasn't one of my favorites. I don't know what it is, but I'm legit addicted to Apex Legends. I've been playing this since season 1. It's currently season 10 going on 11. For anyone interested, I main as Pathfinder and Loba. Occasionally I'll play as Horizon or Gibby, but that's about it. I love playing this game. I play it with my older brother and my friends. It's almost like having a long phone call with Apex running in the background. It's just so much fun. Even though it's a battle royale and those have been done to death, I still find this one to be the best. The movements are fast, the abilities each legend possesses are fun, and the game is challenging. Apex is one of few games that will make me so mad. I get so frustrated playing this game sometimes. But when you finally get that dub, it is like the best feeling in the world, especially when it's well earned. I'm probably going to keep playing this game. I don't know why I enjoy it so much, but it's just a fun game. I'd say my only criticism for this game is I wish Respawn would stop people from using strike packs. I don't like how people say it's not cheating. It's cheating. There's no way you can make a Hemlock fully auto. I'm so sick of it. And I'm also getting fed up with third parties. Sometimes you're just getting hit with squad after squad and you don't have enough time to heal or loot, and it gets old, man. But anyway, really fun game. I can't believe it made my list, but I'd be lying if it didn't. My last pick is a game that hit me at the right time in my life. It was my freshman year of high school and my old friend group was in shambles. Most of us went our separate ways and I was trying to make new friends. It's just a really awkward time in life. Also at this point too, I had kind of fallen out of love with video games. I don't know what happened. I decided to give this new BioShock game a shot. It's strange, but this game was super therapeutic for me at the time. I know that this game isn't necessarily the best BioShock game in the series, but if I'm purely going off of games that are important to me, I hold it higher than the other two. I do like the story and how Columbia looks. This entry in the series is definitely a lot brighter than the first two games, but I will say this, at times this game can be a little too linear, to the point where it feels like it's just holding your hand throughout it. But it's definitely more fun after you beat the game and play it on 1999 mode, which makes the game a lot more difficult. If you end up picking this game up, I think you can just put a code in and start off on that mode. I highly recommend it. It makes the game more challenging and a lot more fun. Anyway, after beating this game, it reignited my love for gaming, and I also ended up making some new friends, who I consider family to this day. So I guess you could say it was a happy ending. Well, that's it for my 3x3. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was different from the usual content I upload. Again, leave a comment below if you would like me to do another 3x3 with albums or even movies. That might be fun. We'll see how this video does. Also, just keep a lookout for that giveaway I'll be doing for the Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost box. Thank you guys for being patient. I appreciate the support. Until next time, peace.